I was prompted to make this video after finding myself recently in a situation so bizarre and unlikely that I struggled to write it off as coincidence. I was struggling with a relatively minor but rare health complaint for a year or so. It was more of an annoyance than it was serious, but I eventually saw my doctor, who referred me to a specialist to look for a resolution. I'd recently started a new job and was in the office on the day of the specialist appointment. I mentioned to my boss that I was going to be out for a couple of hours for the appointment. Somewhat staggeringly, he mentioned he also had a specialist appointment later that afternoon, and it turned out that it was with the same specialist for exactly the same condition. The number of decisions that we both must have made throughout our lives to end up working for the same company, in the same team, with the same medical condition, and having been referred to the same specialist on the same day must be astronomical. The chances of that happening must be incredibly small, but it did. And when it's so unlikely that it's hard to put down to a mere coincidence, it feels more like synchronicity. What if everything you know, everything you've ever experienced isn't real? What if you, your family, your friends, and your entire world are just part of a complex computer simulation? This isn't just science fiction, it's a question that serious scientists and philosophers are grappling with today. In this article, we dive deep into the mind-bending question: are we living in a simulation? The modern concept of the simulation hypothesis was popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom in his 2003 paper, Are You Living in a Computer Simulation? Bostrom proposes that one of the following three statements is likely true. 1. Humanity will go extinct before developing the capability to create simulations. 2. Advanced civilizations capable of creating simulations will choose not to do so. 3. We are almost certainly living in a simulation. Let's break these down. First, Bostrom suggests that humanity might go extinct before reaching the technological maturity needed to create simulations. This could happen due to catastrophic events such as nuclear war, climate change, or even an unforeseen technological disaster. While this is a grim possibility, it's essential to consider given our current trajectory with global challenges. The idea here is that if we don't survive long enough, we won't be around to create sophisticated simulations. Second, Bostrom posits that even if civilizations reach a point where they can create realistic simulations, they might choose not to. This could be due to ethical reasons or simply a lack of interest. Imagine a future where technology allows us to simulate conscious beings with emotions and experiences. Would it be ethical to create a simulated reality where inhabitants could suffer? Some future civilizations might decide it's not worth the ethical dilemma. Finally, the third proposition: if we assume that advanced civilizations don't go extinct and choose to create simulations, then the number of simulated realities could vastly outnumber the one base reality. This leads to the conclusion that we are almost certainly living in a simulation. Think about it. If there are countless simulated realities, the odds that we are in the original base reality become incredibly slim. This scenario suggests that what we perceive as reality is just one of many simulations. Now let's dive into why some scientists and philosophers find the simulation hypothesis compelling. Astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson has suggested there's a better than 50-50 chance we're living in a simulation. Elon Musk has famously stated that the odds of us being in base reality are 1 in billions. One argument comes from the rapid advancement of technology. Just look at our video games. Decades ago, we had simple 8-bit games. Today, we have immersive virtual reality. If this trend continues, future simulations could be indistinguishable from reality. Additionally, some argue that mathematical principles and physical laws of our universe hint at underlying computational rules. Quantum mechanics, for example, presents a reality that behaves differently when observed, akin to rendering techniques in video games. counter-arguments and criticisms. However, not everyone is convinced. There are several counter-arguments and criticisms of the simulation hypothesis. Physicist Sabine Hossenfelder argues that the hypothesis is unfalsifiable, meaning it can't be tested or disproven, making it more philosophy than science. Additionally, the sheer computational power required to simulate an entire universe, including every atom and particle, is beyond our current understanding. Moreover, the question of consciousness is a significant hurdle. Can a simulated being truly possess self-awareness, emotions, and subjective experiences? This delves into the hard problem of consciousness, a mystery that remains unsolved. Implications and ethics. If we are indeed living in a simulation, what does that mean for our lives and our ethical frameworks? First, it prompts us to question the very nature of reality and our role within it. Are we merely advanced programs executing a predetermined script, or do we possess genuine free will? If our existence is a simulation, what is the intent of the simulators? Are they observing us, or are we part of a larger experiment? Ethically, it challenges our views on suffering, morality, and the value of life. If our experiences are simulated, does that lessen their importance, or does it make them even more valuable? These questions are complex and lack simple answers, but they are essential for grasping the essence of our existence. The future of the hypothesis. Looking ahead, the simulation hypothesis will likely continue to spark debate and inspire research. Advances in artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and quantum computing might bring us closer to answers or raise even more questions. Whether or not we can ever prove or disprove this hypothesis, it serves as a powerful thought experiment. It challenges us to question our assumptions about reality, consciousness, and the future of human civilization. Conclusion. So are we living in a simulation? While we may not have a definitive answer, exploring this idea pushes the boundaries of science, philosophy, and technology. It invites us to look deeper into the nature of reality and our place in the universe. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the simulation hypothesis. Stay curious.